After Ukrainian troops recaptured areas around Kyiv, the extent of destruction in the city of Irpin has been revealed. Thousands of people have left the town since Russia began its shelling, which is home to about 60,000 people. The military airport in the capital has been heavily damaged. Authorities are urging caution before claiming victory, but say the Kyiv region is gradually returning to Ukrainian hands. President Volodymyr Zelensky says retreating forces are leaving mines across the territory and expects an increase in attacks in the east.
In the east of our country, the situation remains very difficult. Russian troops are building up in the Donbass in the Kharkiv direction. They're preparing for new powerful strikes. We're preparing for even more active defense. We're using all resources, both internal and external.
The President of the European Parliament was the first EU official to set foot in Ukraine since the war broke out. Visiting Parliament, which has still been operating despite the fighting. There she made 3 promises to Ukraine, including help to rebuild its cities and towns.
I am here today as a representative of the European Parliament, of the people of Europe, to tell you one thing. We are with you.
Ukrainian soldiers are clearing Russian troops from villages on the outskirts of Ukraine's second-largest city, Kharkiv. But the damage is already done. Russia has accused Ukraine of carrying out an airstrike against a fuel depot in the Russian city of Belgorod on Friday. Ukraine's top security official rebuffed the accusation. Earlier, its defense ministry spokesman said he would neither confirm nor deny a Ukrainian role.
French President Emmanuel Macron received the kidnapped Ukrainian mayor Ivan Fedorov in Paris. The mayor of the southeastern city of Melitopol was taken by Russian forces and held for 5 days before being released in an exchange deal with Moscow. Our international correspondent Annalise Borges has been speaking with the freed mayor about his experiences.
He knows many details and fully knows situation. That's why we ask about future, we ask about humanitarian aid, we ask about humanitarian corridors, we ask about financial assistance and other things. But as I understand, Emmanuel Macron have a strong position about assist Ukraine, about help Ukraine, and try to make all possible and impossible to make peace in Ukraine as quickly as possible. Emmanuel Macron, a good lobbyist of Ukraine now. Good lobbyist. Now, day by day, one village, one city, but we make free from Russian occupation. And Vladimir Putin must think about it. Of course, Vladimir Zelensky and Emmanuel Macron ready to make some solution. But it can't be capitulation. Today, President Macron said that he already... He ready to be some warranty about security of Ukraine if Ukraine really need it. But we just wait the position of Vladimir Putin. Now I think he doesn't ready. That's why Ukrainian soldiers must make new wins, and then Vladimir Putin will be ready.
Amnesty International has raised concerns over the approval to transfer the Turkey trial of suspects in the 2018 murder of journalist Jamal Khashoggi to Saudi Arabia. Turkey's Justice Minister has recommended a court to close a trial in absentia against 26 Saudi nationals. Amnesty International says the case will be placed under wraps if it is moved. Amazon workers in New York City have voted to unionize, a landmark win as the first successful US organizing effort in the retail giant's history. The victory was an uphill battle for the independent group, made up of former and current workers who lacked official backing from an established union. But organisers believed their grassroots approach was more relatable to workers. Will Smith has stepped down from the Hollywood Film Academy after slapping comedian Chris Rock at the Oscars ceremony. Smith released a statement saying he would accept the consequences for his conduct and called his actions inexcusable. The Film Academy's president said the resignation was accepted. It now means Smith has lost voting privileges.
The leaders of Armenia and Azerbaijan have agreed to meet in Brussels next week to begin new peace talks over the disputed region of Nagorno-Karabakh. Both leaders met with President Putin in January to maintain a peace deal brokered by Russia in 2020. With Russia's military bogged down in Ukraine, observers say Azerbaijan has now sensed an opportunity. Both Russia and Armenia say Azeri forces crossed over into an area controlled by Russian peacekeepers last week and seized the strategic village of Paruk. In the nearby village of Kramort, Euronews talked to one ethnic Armenian woman who'd fled Paruk. The enemy came and tried to enter our village. First they called on us to leave the area via loudspeakers, saying, "You're in the territory of Azerbaijan. If you think about the lives of your children, obey our laws, leave this territory." Now other ethnic Armenians worry about the Russian forces' ability to maintain the ceasefire, and reports suggest some of the Russian peacekeepers have left for Ukraine. Moscow denies this and says it's taking steps to reduce the tensions. The 6-week conflict in 2020 killed thousands of people and saw Azerbaijan gain control of parts of Nagorno-Karabakh. The region is recognised internationally as Azerbaijani, but since 1994 it's been run by ethnic Armenians. Now, with Russia's willingness or ability to keep the peace in doubt, many fear for the future. Only God knows what these people saw during the 2020 war. Well, if no one cares about us now, there must be someone to think about us, to pity these people. Armenia does appear quite isolated, regionally at least. Azerbaijan can count on Turkey as a close ally, but Armenia and Turkey have deeply distrusted each other for decades, and their border remains closed. Now the EU will try to achieve peace in the region in next week's talks. Inflation in the Eurozone climbed to 7.5% in March, its highest level since the euro began in 1997. The European Union statistics agency Eurostat measured consumer prices in all of the 19 countries that use the currency. February's rate was 5.9%, which was also a record, as were the 4 months before that. Eurostat said energy costs rose nearly 45% last month in the EU. March's rate was the first time that the figure takes into account the war in Ukraine, and it's the clearest sign yet that rising energy prices are squeezing consumers. And prices are rising not only in Europe but across the world, which has the potential to cause social and political unrest. The European Central Bank is now under pressure to raise interest rates, but historically speaking they're still very low, at just 0.5%.
Ramadan begins when the moon crescent shines. More than 1 billion Muslims around the world are celebrating from sunrise on Saturday. As the faithful observe a dawn-to-dusk fast, the raging war in Ukraine has cast a shadow over the holy month, with energy and food prices soaring across much of the Arab world. This year, Palestinians in Gaza are facing a new hurdle. Prices of staples, even basic ones like bread, have increased along with other essential items like cooking oil. In Kenya, inflation eroded the average citizen's spending power, and they're bracing for worse. African countries imported agriculture products worth $4 billion from Russia in 2020, and about 90% of that was wheat. Turkey's mosques are preparing for Ta'ari, a special evening prayer performed during the fasting month of Ramadan. The Hagia Sophia Grande in Istanbul is hosting its first in 88 years, after regaining status as a mosque in 2020.